Hey haters, it's Manny. In this Iron Horse video, I'll break down how to do the RPG on Boss 4, which is one of the easier roles to have. So if you're new to the raid, or your DPS is a bit low, this is the perfect role to volunteer for. I'll quickly show you my build, and where you need to go and what you need to do in all 4 phases of the fight. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. Alright, for the build. The build's real simple. Basically, I use either an AR or an M1 classic, and with that, it's all reds. So what you try to do is crit hit chance cap yourself, but at the same time, weapon damage is more important, right? So if you look through this real quickly, you'll see weapon damage, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and then I crit hit damage mod. For backpack, weapon damage, crit hit chance, weapon crit damage. Then you have contractor's gloves, weapon damage, damage to armor, crit hit damage. You have Fox Prayer's knees, weapon damage, damage out of cover, critical hit damage. And then for my chest, I like the pristine example because of perfect focus. So weapon damage, crit hit chance, weapon damage, crit hit damage, crit hit chance. And then Seska holster for weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage. All right. For my skills, I go with the Revive Hive and the shield. I didn't use the shield a lot because the RPG guys don't shoot back. They have the RPGs they can shoot, but they don't have actual handheld weapons or anything like that they shoot with. So, but I have that just in case, and the Revive Hive because things happen. And for specialization, I'm just going sharpshooter. It really doesn't matter. It's a very forgiving role. So whatever, just go all reds. Try to get that real high weapon damage and crit hit chance. You can even go LMGs. You could go as well for this and be okay. That's the build. That's all you have to worry about. Pretty easy. All right, so I'm actually going to be back right RPG in this one. Back left is the same. The only difference is where the RPG guy comes out. I'll try to point out in the map where he comes out, but it's just out one of the doors in the container over there on the left side. So first things first, let's kill the Chungus before we run out, because that's when the actual event kind of starts as far as the timer for when the rockets actually start firing and the web mechanic happens. Once the Chungus is dead, he's almost dead, so we run out. Now there's actually 2 additional RPGers out here, so what we want to do is kill them and collect the RPG. I typically run out if I'm the right hand side, and I run out and I help the right front guy get everything under control because a few more extra ads come out, so it's good just to come out and help out before I go settle back myself into the right side. Now there's an RPG up in the front there. I'm going to grab that one and bring it back to me. Back with me, rather. All the way to the back right. And I'll show you exactly where the RPGs come out. But first, we're going to wait till the round starts to load into the main gun of the tank. And once you hear the following noise, you know the main gun is starting to move, and now it's time to actually shoot your RPGs at the train car. Now, I don't want you to try to hit the artillery round coming out of the train car. I want you to hit this part right inside the blue square. That's what you can aim for. It's easy enough to hit because it doesn't move, and it's a big enough target. Just hit that every single time. Now, I got to look for the RPGer, but in the meantime, I'm going to help with the Chungus on the left-hand side. So while we're in stage 1, let's go over a couple things. So the main round has to take 6 RPGs, 3 from each side, left, right. And here's the RPGer that drops down. He drops right in that spot every single time. Do damage to him. And collect the RPG and shoot it right away. You want to take out this actually artillery round as soon as you can, because it'll wipe you. So make sure you have to get 3 rounds off on it, and your teammate has to get 3 rounds on it the left side for a total of 6 rounds. Now, one of the best things to do is actually kill the RPGer while he's up there, because the actual RPG will land where you are, wherever you kill him. So he's up here, and watch this. It's actually going to appear right at my feet. I can pick it up quickly and shoot it right away and actually save a little bit of time. So that was my 3rd round. I believe my partner has to shoot 1 more round, and then we actually have that round done. Now, after we take that out, phase 1, which we're in phase 1, we'll then have to take out the 4 mortars on the tanks, and we'll show you that in 1 moment. And also, during phase 1, there's going to be Chunguses. The second one comes out on the right-hand side. Make sure you help out with the Chunguses while you're waiting for your RPG guy to spawn. Now, the RPGers come out at a regular interval, and you'll notice there's an actual RPG sitting right there. I must have lost track of them when I was looking at the Chungus. So it's important to know where they are because it's just sitting there. And the idea is we need to take the mortar rounds out. So I'm going to run over there to get it, make sure I don't get hit by the Gatling gun, which is going around. You can use a train car right there to make sure it doesn't hit you. Now that the main round for the artillery cannon is down, we have to take out all 4 mortars. We're only going to be able to damage the mortars when the tank actually hacks the Gatling gun and has it fire upon the train car. That'll expose that weak point for the mortar, and we can actually damage it at that point. There are actually 4 mortars. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they the weak points are exposed left to right. So always 1's first, 2, 3, then 4. And you can tell by looking at this image right now that mortars 1 and 2 are already down. I'm waiting for the Gatling gun to fire upon the mortar 3 train car to expose the weak point so I can actually shoot my RPG at it. And while this might be something you know already, if you want to drop the RPG and bring out your primary, just switch to your primary or your secondary, your pistol, or even your specialization weapon. It'll drop it on the ground. Now you can see actually the Gatling gun shooting upon the train car. Now the actual weak point is exposed. The weak point is a little red box right there, so shoot for that. The mortars take 2 RPGs to kill one, and as you can see, I shot one, and the left RPG guy shot one and took it out right away. Now we have the last mortar. And you'll notice as we're waiting for the 4th train car's weak point to be exposed, my partner, the left RPG guy, has left his RPG in the middle. The reason for this is because we're only going to fire 1 RPG at mortar 4, and then the DPS is going to do the rest of the damage to the actual weak point. Once you take out mortar 4, it's going to phase the round, and I'll get to what that means in a minute. All right, so now Gatling gun's firing at mortar 4, train car 4. Now it's exposed. I'm going to fire my 1 round. Now they're going to do enough damage to leave a little smidgen of damage left, and we're going to sit here and wait for our last RPG. We're going to take an RPG when it comes and bring it to the middle and drop it in the middle with the other one. All right, there's my RPG here, and I got my RPG. Now I'm going to run to the middle. The rest of the DPS is going to finish off the last mortar. I'm going to drop my RPG here in the middle, and I'm going to go and hide underneath the main gun. So Moravova is going to come down, drop down, and you'll see all the mortar rounds going to be striking on the ground. If you're out in this area when they go off, you're dead. So we're all going to, like we do in all the other jobs, is we're going to grab ammo, and we're going to hide behind our main tank who has his shield up. We're just going to stand here and wait and go to phase 2. Now, once the phase starts, don't just run to your RPG, turn left and help the front DPS actually take down these few guys. And if you're back left RPG, then you should probably turn right and help out the front left part as well. Now, leaving the 2 RPGs in the middle serves 2 purposes. One, it's a lot quicker once the main gun is active again. We can quickly get 2 rounds off on it. And the other thing is that RPGs will not spawn as long as there are 2 RPGs on the field already. Now, phase 2 is very easy. Phase 2 and phase 3 are identical. All we have to do is take out the main round. We don't have to worry about anything else. Now, Moravova is actually running around, but we don't worry about her. We don't deal with her. We just got to take out the RPGers. We have to fire 3. We've already fired 1. I got a second one, and we're actually shooting our second one. Now, this is my 3rd rocket, so this should be my last one as long as my partner fired 3 as well. It takes 6 to take out the main round. Now we're ready to actually cycle it, but we won't. We're going to wait. Just like first round, we're going to get 2 more RPGs and leave them in the middle. The reason we do this is it speeds up the round a little bit, and also it saves some time because you have to fire 6 rounds and you have to wait for the RPGers to spawn. So if we have the 2 rounds ready, we can actually get 2 rounds quickly off, and then we only have to do 4. So make sure we don't get the white mechanics. Here's my last. I should be able to get this guy, grab this. I'm going to run to and drop it in the middle. Now, we only have to actually do 3 bars of damage to Moravova, and we're going to cycle her. And as you can see, they've already done it. Actually kind of early, so I'm going to drop my RPG and run, and hopefully I don't get killed here. Now round 3 is identical to round 2, and this is the end of round 3, so I didn't want to really show you anything. It didn't need to be. Now what did happen here, as you can see, there's actually 1 RPG in the middle already, and another one spawned on the left hand side. That can happen sometimes when you leave an RPG out, because you never know where it's going to spawn. So this is the end of round 3. We have our 2 RPGs in the middle now, and we're just going to hide, and we'll start round 4. All right, so at this point, we've already fired our 6 rounds. I got my RPG. I'm actually going to just drop it in the middle next to the other one. And at this point, your job is done. So now just go and help out front DPS. And in the meantime, I'll actually go over a few other little things that I think need to be covered and can help out a lot while you're doing this. And of course, on the left side, the RPG comes out this door here. And you want to actually hang out right around where I'm standing here over to this area while you're waiting for him to spawn. Now, the Gatling gun shouldn't kill you, but it will stagger you and make things miserable. So best place to do is just hide behind the train car here. Make sure to help out with snipers. Make sure to help out with chunguses when they're around. And it'll sound like this when you destroy the main gun. And the last thing to watch out for is actually standing in a mortar circle, denoted by the big red circle, which I just hit by. Be kind to your healer. don't stand in them. Something else to be cautious of, if you bring RPGs from the previous boss, say boss 3, and you bring them with you, when you leave them in the garage, or you leave one in the garage, only one RPG is going to spawn, and you probably will wipe like we did here. So we were only getting one RPG guy to show up, but we'd have no more RPGs to use, so we ended up wiping. So my personal opinion is do not bring RPGs from the previous fight. You don't need them, because there are 2 out here on the ground when you first start. And if everyone else did their job right, do the 3rd and final Gatling gun on Iron Horse, take it out, head to the middle, damage up Moriova, and then hide behind the tank. And that's it. Once this is done, you just run out, shoot her a couple times, and win. All right, and like the rest of it, once the artillery rounds stop, just run out here, wait for the boss to come out the door. She's immune. Once she's not immune, just start shooting. She dies, you win. All right, let's quickly recap. So you always want to take out the main gun round first. It takes 6 rockets to take it out. After that, for phase 1, you will have to take out the mortars, and after that, nothing. You just want to save 2 rounds, and that's it. And that's all you need to know to do the RPG roll during the boss 4 on Iron Horse. And I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please smash that subscribe button. And you can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/maniacrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have live on stream. Until next time, agents, happy hunting.